Hello, hello, and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So after about 30 minutes of trying to, or not even trying, just clearing EZA stages, we're finally at stage where I want to like actually show off this EZA. So this is the Tech Trunks EZA. He's actually really good. As you can see, I did end up pulling LR Fusion Zamasu last night. It was very exciting. I was very happy at 4 in the morning. Probably more excited than I really should have been, to be honest, but it's whatever. What matters now is that this guy is weak to time travelers. I clicked on the wrong orbs. Cool. But yeah, so this guy's weak to time travelers, right? So you want to bring as many extreme class time travelers as you possibly can. Obviously, hopefully they would be int. This is where that name change really comes into play here, because if the new Zamasu and the old Zamasu from last year had different names, we'd be able to rock both of them here, and I'm pretty sure int LR's Fusion Zamasu is probably one of, if not the best units in the game for this entire stage, just because he is incredibly strong and he can super attack 3 times, so it would help a lot. Plus he has type advantage. Intel ourselves pretty good though, so you know, we take those. But yeah, essentially you just want to bring solely extreme class characters because he has insane damage reduction against super class enemies, so you just try not to bring any super class allies and you should be okay. But that's pretty much it for like the actual details of the Trunks EZA event. Trunks himself, though, I actually do really like. The only thing that I could think that would make him a little bit better is if they gave him some sort of defensive mechanic for his first couple turns, because he is a little bit weak defensively for those first few turns, but once he starts ramping up with his attack and defensive stacks, he gets to really high numbers like very quickly. I've seen this man alongside a Bulma, right? Bulma active skill, because he's a nuking character when he goes into Sword of Hope. And Bulma active skill turns all the orbs into STR, right? So I've seen him do a 49.9 million attack stat, which is just ridiculous. So like this guy can definitely put in a lot of work. It's just that he's more situational than somebody like Zamasu is. Because Zamasu, they did a very good job designing him, because essentially all he is he's just tanky and he stacks up, right? He has damage reduction and he stacks defense, so he's always going to be good regardless of how long the fight is, because the more defense he stacks up, the better his damage reduction becomes, but he doesn't lose any damage reduction, doesn't really change. He does technically lose some when he goes into the Bukake arm form, but that Bukake arm form does like triple 12 million to 15 million attack stats, so it's kind of fine regardless. Plus by the time you get there, you've stacked up a bunch of attack and defense, so it's really not going to matter. But Trunks is one of those units that you want to be stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking as much as you possibly can. He has the ability to super up to 4 times in a turn once he's fully built up with his like start of turn stats, so he can actually like start really cooking it up. So I do like how they designed this guy. Again, I just do think that they should have given him maybe like guard or dodge or something for the first few turns. That way he has that little bit of a cushion so that he isn't going to get like smacked up like early on in fights, which especially when it comes to the newest red zone stages against like Cell and Goku Black, they would probably cook him, because those are designed to be, you want to be strong like right away, and Trunks is one of those ones that's strong later. So Trunks is better for like things like red zone Broly, into Omega, those kind of stages where they're not really too crazy right at the start. They can do damage to you, but they're not gonna like one shot you typically unless you're really weak, right? But by the time you get to the end, they hurt really bad. But since Trunks is stacking up his defense the entire time, he should be relatively okay by the time you get there. So I'm not like overly worried about Trunks' performance in any of these events and stages. We are actually able to bring Silas here, which I do like. Silas is one of my like favorite characters from the hero celebrations. He's really cool. This being like a time traveler support unit. So he's a nice guy. Like, I am really looking forward to Heroes this year. I have a feeling, I know a little feeling, that maybe this is the year that we get Super Saiyan 3 Rose, right? If we do, this team is gonna go so hard, especially if they don't restrict him to being on the Heroes team. Like if they like completely get rid of the restrictions, because I'm pretty sure they've heard all of us complain about how bad the Heroes restrictions are. If he's like crazy, this team could have really cooked. Also, I really hope this is the year that they start giving us Heroes LRs instead of just Heroes TURs. That would make things significantly better for the Heroes team, because like that bigger stat pool is always welcome. But yeah, this year is going to be really, really good for heroes, in my opinion. Like, we're going to get the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito EZA, Super Saiyan 4 Broly. There's a lot of good stuff. And I'm really hoping that Super Saiyan 3 Rose is coming as, like, the main headlining extreme class character. So that's what I'm really expecting and looking forward to. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, was whatever. But I'm really expecting it to happen. So that'll make just the Zamasu, like, Zero Mortal Plan team be just even stronger. We are bringing AGL Zamasu in here. Like, he's already EZ8. I did his first, as you guys know. So he's doing pretty good. I do like how he was designed. I think he came out really, really well. I don't have no problems with it. Like, again, like, I don't think I have like a single issue with the way Zamasu was designed, like, at all. Like, he's perfectly fine. Like, there's not a single problem. Like, maybe you're like, oh, well, his like base form is a little bad, but like his base form, you're only in it for like a turn, so it really doesn't matter too much. Trunks is like a little bit of a different case scenario because he needs to be on rotation constantly to get his passive built up, because he needs to be, I believe, on 4 different turns, right, before he can get his full passive. But once he does have that full passive up, he gets up to some numbers, man. But it takes a little bit for him to get there. But once he does get there, man, he's really strong when he does. So I do like that they're giving us different types of characters for different types of events. They just need to start giving us the different events, you know what I mean? Because we don't have very many superclass enemies. We don't have very many long events. So we really got to start getting more of those. That way characters like Trunks, Physical Zamasu have like more things that they can utilize their abilities on. Even the new Infinite Zamasu, right? Like, we don't really have a good stage to show that off in, where it's actually going to like play into effect, because there's only one superclass stage, and it's against the Gammas, right? I mean, I guess you could definitely do it in there, but that's literally it. That's the only stage in the entire game where he can like make benefit out of that, unless you want to count the anniversary battle stages. But like, they can be hard, but they're kind of predictable, so I don't really know if you really want to count those. But that's just like kind of my thoughts on, you know, those kinds of events and those characters. But I do really enjoy the celebration so far. I think they've done a great job with pretty much everything. I know people are complaining about Vegito Blue, and then there's the name change shenanigans, and I do think that we should get a name change for Merge Zamasu. I've been saying this since before he even came out, that once we do get the Bukake arm standalone, that he should have a different name, and they didn't do it, and we've been pushing to get it done. They're actually reading our messages, so like that is a good thing. But in terms of like Vegito Blue's power, I think Vegito Blue's fine. A lot of people are overreacting on how bad he is, and I don't really think he's that bad. Like, people are like, oh, the blue duo really sucks. They are super bad. It's like, I don't think they're really that bad. They really don't. Like, they're pretty consistent defensively for those first few turns, and then like, if you are really that worried about like not getting them to transform before their passive runs out, just float them. If you float them on like their last turn, they'll come back on turn 7, and they'll be able to transform into Vegito Blue. So, you know, there's ways around it. Like, if you're really that worried about like their, oh, if I put them in slot 2 and they die, and then they're gonna come back and they're gonna die because they're not gonna have their guard active, just float them. Just float them. Their team is strong enough for you to have more than enough options for that, right? Especially because if it's like turn 4 or turn 3, you're probably gonna have like a blue fusion out or something, right? Like, there's like ways around this where you can finagle it to make it work. Also, and since we have cleared all of the stages just regularly, oh, I gotta turn off the sound because the copyrighted music. Oh, okay, cool. So since we have completed it, once the game loads, because everybody wants to play Dokkan right now because the EZAs are extremely hype, we should have all of the medals for Mai as well now, which is good. I do want them to continue doing this where they give us the medals for free for the sub EZAs. If they don't, like, that's kind of lame, but it's whatever. I just do think that they should keep it going because it is a nice little change. Helps us get these characters. Though I do think they give us a little bit of stones, but you know, it's okay if we don't get any. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and EZA them now. They are both quite good. I really like what they did with Int Mai, where she just has like a bunch of dodge while being a support unit. Like, that's pretty solid. I'm not upset with her at all. I think she's good. Trunks, again, as I mentioned, he's very strong. Very, very strong. He just needs his time. And then where's Int Mai? There she is. I don't have as many Kais for her as I'd like, but I should have enough. Let's see here. I'm like low on Kais, yeah. I did also get the STR Mai, so I'll probably get her done soon. I don't know when, but like I don't really see a reason to run the STR Mai when you have the Int Mai now, because the Int Mai is like significantly better in my opinion. But yeah, that's them. If you want to see my builds for Trunks, this is kind of what I went with. Hold on, let me just check super. Here's his build real quick before we head on out here. And that's the blue Vegeta. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is his build. I went 25 additional and some defensive quips, just so that he's able to actually get his stacks in a little bit more. And all the raw defense will help make his stacks a little bit better, so that's kind of what I recommend. I might actually slap a sticker on him as well. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about this guy in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.